Wake up and win. Because the world does not pause when you are tired, and it does not feel sorry for you when you lose, and it does not clap for your intentions, because only outcomes speak, and the world only respects what it cannot ignore. And if you think your comfort matters more than your conquest, you've already lost before the day begins. Because comfort is the slowest poison, and people who chase ease rarely touch greatness, and you will not build a powerful life with soft habits, and you will not dominate anything if you live like everything is negotiable, because the grind is not a suggestion. It is the toll you pay for freedom, and comfort is what the world sells to the ones it wants to keep stuck. And if you trade sweat for pleasure, you are gambling your future for nothing. No one is coming to make it easier, and no one is going to knock on your door and hand you strength. And if you think someone will save you, you are still asleep. And that dream is the most dangerous one of all, because the world moves whether you are ready or not. And the hours pass even if you waste them. And the reality is brutal, because it is fair, it rewards discipline and ignores excuses. And you are either building or decaying. There is no in between. And while others scroll and wait and wish you train and move and execute, because the clock will not wait for you, and neither will the opportunities. And the ones who win are not waiting to feel ready. They are already in motion. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your advantage, because every hardship is a gift if you know how to use it. And when you feel the weight pressed down, that is when the real version of you is forged, because weakness gets exposed when it is dark and cold and heavy. And if you run from struggle, you stay soft. And if you lean into it, you build muscle, you build grit, and people think pain is punishment, but it is actually preparation. And the people with the hardest pasts often rise the highest, because they understand something most don't. They understand that life will test you, and you either break or build. And every scar is proof you kept going when most would quit. And that edge becomes your advantage. And you don't need to avoid pain. You need to turn it into progress. You don't need motivation to be elite. You need discipline. And discipline doesn't care if you are tired or bored or unmotivated. Discipline shows up anyway. And the world doesn't reward the person who waits to feel right. It rewards the one who shows up wrong, then still performs. And too many people are addicted to the idea that they need to be inspired before they act. But high performers understand that feelings are irrelevant, and if you want a different life, you move even when you are not in the mood, because results do not care about your feelings. And consistency is the weapon that cuts through resistance. And those who wait for motivation are chasing shadows, and those who commit to discipline own their outcomes. You do not need to announce your grind. You need to live it. And the loudest people often have the least results. And if you are really doing the work, you are too busy to seek approval. And if you are focused on building, you don't have time to prove anything. Because success is quiet and outcomes are loud. And when you win in silence, the results do the speaking for you. And every hour you invest when no one is watching is a step closer to everything they said you couldn't have. And every moment you suffer in private is building the foundation for a public breakthrough. And you do not rise by talking. You rise by working. And the truth is, most people do not believe in you because they do not believe in themselves. And you don't owe them proof. You owe yourself results. You grind because quitting is worse than failure, and you wake up and move because regret is heavier than effort. And even when it hurts, even when it's lonely, even when you are doubted, you keep going because the mission is bigger than the mood. And winners are not built in comfort, they are born in chaos. And if you want to win, you have to bleed for it. You have to break for it. You have to get up when everything says stay down. And every time you rise, you build the mindset of someone who is unstoppable. And the world doesn't care about your dreams. It only cares about what you deliver. And if you want respect, you earn it. And if you want freedom, you fight for it. The grind is the price and winning is the reward. And the gap between the two is filled with sweat and sacrifice. And if you want to live different, you have to move different. And while others search for shortcuts, you stay on the long path because it is the only one that leads to real power. And you are not built to blend in. You were made to rise. And every second you delay, you are handing your life over to excuses. And if you really want it, you will stop waiting and start creating. And the world doesn't owe you a thing, but you owe yourself everything. And every time you rise at dawn and move before the rest, you remind the world you are not like the rest because you do not need applause. You need action. And you do not need comfort. You need conquest.